The Book of Jonah. Jonah was told by God to go preach against the city of Nineveh, which is modern-day Iraq, because they were extremely wicked for violence and black arts and false idol worshipping. But Jonah ran away, hopped and boarded a ship to the east coast. The Lord made the sea very violent, and everyone on board was scared. Jonah told them to throw him in the sea to calm it down. So they did. But the Lord provided a great fish to swallow Jonah. It was a whale, for 3 days and 3 nights. And then Jonah prayed, for inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord, to his God. He said, "In my distress I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From the depths of the grave I called for help, and you listened to my cry. You hurled me into the deep, into the very heart of the sea, and the currents swirled about me. All your waves and breakers swept over me. I said, I have been banished from your sight, yet I will look again towards your holy temple. The engulfing waters threatened me. The deep surrounded me. Seaweed was wrapped around my head. To the roots of the mountains I sank down. The earth beneath barred me in forever. But you brought my life up from the pit, O Lord my God. When my life was ebbing away, I remembered you, Lord, and my prayer rose to you, to your holy temple. Those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs. But I, with a song of thanksgiving, will sacrifice to you what I have vowed. I will make good. Salvation comes from the Lord. And the Lord commanded the fish to throw up Jonah onto dry land. And so Jonah obeyed the Lord and went to Nineveh, which is modern-day Iraq, because it's a very important city. And so he went there. He told them, in 40 more days, Nineveh will be overturned. And then the Ninevites believed God, and they started to fast. It doesn't say for how many days, but they all did, even the king. See, the king. And then the king said to everyone, well, to even the animals, to, let everyone call urgently on God. Let them give up their evil ways and their violence. Who knows? God may yet relent and with compassion turn from his fierce anger so that we will not perish. So when God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, he had compassion and did not bring upon them the destruction he had threatened. Jonah was angry, though. He was mad because God is a forgiving and gracious God. I knew that you were a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. But the Lord replied, have you any right to be angry? Jonah said, oh no, Jonah went out and sat at a place east of the city. There he made himself a shelter, sat in its shade, and waited to see what would happen to the city. Then the Lord God provided a vine and made it grow up over Jonah to give him shade for his head to ease his discomfort. And Jonah was very happy about the vine. But at dawn the next day, God provided a worm which chewed the vine so that it withered. When the sun rose, God provided a scorching east wind, and the sun blazed on Jonah's head so that he grew faint. He wanted to die and said, "It would be better for me to die than to live." But God said to Jonah, "Do you have any right to be angry about the vine?" "I do," he said. "I am angry enough to die." But the Lord said, "Have you been concerned? Oh, you have been concerned about this vine, though you did not tend it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight. But Nineveh has more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left, and many cattle as well. Should I not be concerned about that great city?"